Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and into the Florida Panhandle. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. NBA playoffs underway. Pelicans aren't in it, so I guess we're not interested. Well, actually, it was kind of interesting to see so many blowouts in the opening games of these series. Only a couple of compelling games, really a lot of one-sided affairs.
Yeah, I really think the playoffs are not going to get that interesting until you get past the first round. There's some juicy second-round potential matchups, especially on the Western side, where clearly you've got a big separation between 1 through 4, and then the rest of the way when those 4 teams start, assuming they advance, face off as you go down the line. East a little more wide open, perhaps, but I'm definitely looking forward to what may be coming down the line in the West.
Meanwhile, Stan Van Gundy calling out the league's officials' preferential treatment to LeBron James. Gamesmanship has started. Fines are sure to come. Stay tuned. You want some good playoffs? Check out the NHL. They've had some very compelling first-round matchups already that you might want to consider looking at. With regard to baseball, it was a great weekend for LSU. They went to Missouri and swept 3 games and hit the ball in the process very well. Their offense coming around very nicely. Meanwhile, Tulane, a very rough series with Cincinnati. It was nip and tuck for 2 days, and then they lost on Sunday to drop 2 out of 3. Southeastern Louisiana dropping 2 out of 3 to Louisiana Lafayette, but they got 1, which they really needed. And UNO with a couple of dramatic wins over Northwestern State in their final at bat. Jay Robinson, a hero both days for UNO. I was out there on Saturday. Pretty interesting stuff. Walk-off home run on Sunday as they're back on track. And Delgado with a big series win at LSU Eunice, winning 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it was probably you throw Tulane out of the equation, and it was a pretty good weekend on the area front in terms of college baseball. And LSU really needed that. I mean, not just to get a sweep, but to get a sweep on the road. We've reminded you here before that the way the NCAA calculates RPI, those road wins are much more valuable than home wins. The way it's set up, if you're the road team and you get 1 out of 3, it's about as good as a home team winning 2 out of 3. It's pretty much a wash in that situation, and that's what you would expect. So Cincinnati, they're not going to be an at-large team potentially, but obviously them coming in here and winning 2 out of 3 from Tulane, that really hurts Tulane as a result of that if you turn the math the other way. So, Tulane, after 2 weeks in a row, they've got to go on the road this week. They really need to get some business done on the road.
College football scrimmages this past weekend all over the place, including in Baton Rouge at LSU and uptown at Tulane. Where LSU is concerned, there's little doubt that Brandon Harris is going to be the starting quarterback at this point, although Epting has looked good. And then, of course, where Tulane is concerned, who knows who's going to be the quarterback? That's a 3-man race, and I think they got even more confused after watching the defense dominate on Saturday.
Well, defense can win, yeah, and LSU's done that for a number of years, and it's going to be, that was the one interesting thing in my mind is seeing for the first time what Dave Aranda has in place on defense, and obviously he's got some skins on the wall as a defensive coordinator, and be interesting to see how that all plays out over the course of 2016. As for Tulane, you're right. At this point, we wait and see. These guys are really, they're 15 practices into a new system. They'll have a lot more than that in August to get ready, and it could be a game time decision come September 1st when Tulane opens the year.
Pro volleyball concluding its second-year event in Kenner over the weekend. Another success. The weather held out. That was great, and the crowd was really good. I checked it out on national television Sunday, and there was a good crowd there.
It's really turned out to quickly become a very good event. And look, the magic 4-letter word, free, Free admission to come out there and watch it and see. And look, this is an Olympic year as well, so that's a magic word as well when you start talking about putting on sporting events. Is you throw that 7-letter word out there, and that will attract people no matter what the sport. And you saw some of the best that you may see in Rio this summer.
And as far as professional baseball is concerned, a bad start for the New Orleans Zephyrs. A lot of losses early, a disappointing crowd on opening night last Friday night. So a little bit bleak, at least to this point.
It's early. You've got 3 out of 72 home games in. Hopefully some, this time of year, really they're outside of opening day, their business gets done in the summertime. So, let's see if there's a chance to turn it around. Zephyrs, much less so than any of the other products here in town, are less dependent on wins and losses, obviously. You're going out there.
But they haven't won in a long time.
You're absolutely right. They have not, and that's all part of what you're getting. The Marlins are the 29th ranked minor league system out of 30 in professional baseball. So that right there says a lot.
High school baseball, the First NBC Prep Showcase continues. We're busy this week. How's that?
We are. Starting Monday evening or late afternoon, 4 p.m. right here at SportsNOLA.com. Brother Martin St. Charles Catholic from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. You can watch it Tuesday at 5 on WHNO. Then Tuesday we will be live at John Ryan Stadium for a 9-5A matchup between district champion John Curtis, who wrapped that up over the weekend, and Jesuit. And then on Wednesday, we head to the parish, Newman and Chalmette, for our season finale on the First NBC Bank Prep Showcase. But we're not done here at SportsNOLA.com. Stay with us. We will have playoff coverage, softball, baseball, still to come, maybe more, who knows, to take you through the end of the year. But that will be the end of our First NBC Bank Prep Showcase TV coverage.
You made me tired, especially since I got to do the games. But it's okay. We're looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Have a great week. Lenny, thanks very much.
All right, we'll see you later this week.
That's our First NBC Bank Prep Showcase preview, review, checking out the weekend, looking as to what's coming ahead. It's going to be great. It's brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout the New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. He's Lenny. I'm Kenny. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week, and God bless you.